Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of Fabric Fridays with me, Mary Morningstar Johnson from Ruby and Violet Designs. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Mr. Domestic's new fabric line, Hooked, for Art Gallery Fabrics, and it's about crocheting. And I think that even knitters can find a lot of fun in this fabric line. It's really lighthearted. I love that he illustrates in a really fun way. Not only just showing crochet, but putting eyeglasses on one of the prints, and also doing a whole print of actually showing like little crocheted, almost like doilies on it. And I also really like the one that he did these little blocks, and he uses a lot of names that are older, more traditional names, such as Violet, which is the name of my youngest daughter. And I just really love the colors in this fabric. I think that the fabric does a really good job of incorporating fun and whimsy, but it also has even a little bit of a modern feel in some ways to it. And so I fell in love with it when I saw it, and I was really excited to get some of it and start making some projects with it. So I hope that you guys enjoy. So I want to start off by showing you guys the overall color palette of this line. I bought the solids that all coordinate with the fabric line, and you can see here, these are really, really rich colors. So I know this looks kind of black, but it's actually a navy. And then you have these really beautiful, that dull turquoise that I've really been loving here lately, mustard, like a fuchsia, magenta color, and then these pastels that really kind of soften up the fabric line, I think. So I wanted to show you guys those first. And then I'm going to just get right into showing you guys this line. So here are the first two. You can see the charcoal gray and the pink. This is the same like coordinating basic print. It's got, if you look closely, like a crocheted pattern to it. It's really simple, but when you look up close, it has a lot of detail in the line work. And the colors, again, I just love the overall color palette of this fabric line. Next, I'm going to show you guys this print. This print can work so well on its own, also in with the fabric line, but it's really neat. It has like a stockinette stitch to it, and so I think that that's what makes this universal in the crocheting, knitting arena, because I think that you can coordinate these fabrics in with all of your knitting and crocheting projects as well. So if you're looking to make like a little bag to put your knitting needles in or your crochet hooks in, that was kind of the first thing that came to mind because I love knitting. I had a friend of mine show me how to knit in January, and she is on Instagram as @oakbluedesigns. So if you want to look below, I'll put her Instagram handle. Her name is Rachel, and she does a lot of sewing projects. She gives a lot of great tips. We're friends, and she is an excellent teacher as well. So anyway, I think that all of these can definitely apply to your really cool knitting and crocheting projects too. Also, here are the eyeglasses. And I just think that these are so cute and fun in the coordinating colors with the fabric. And then this floral print really adds a nice staple kind of fun and energetic piece within the collection. And this is one of them that I used in my project that I'm going to show you guys, because I just felt like it added a pop of fun that my project needed. And then you have a couple of prints that are more just, you know, the basic, the coordinating fabrics with the colors. But again, this one I feel like is a little bit more modern in the simplicity of the mark making on this. And then this one almost reminds me of hieroglyphics or something, like Egyptian hieroglyphics, but it just is a really fun piece, and I love the mustard too to go along with the fabric. And it shows the stitches, I think, is the crochet and knitting stitches. And then you have the lambs, which again, I think this is pretty modern in how minimalist it is. And then the balls of yarn, and then some of them are hearts. And so I think that, you know, obviously these two complement the line because you use yarn to knit and crochet with, so that works. And then you have your crochet hooks, which this is a great stripe, so this could work really well for binding around your quilt. I really like this one a lot. In fact, I might be buying more of it because I really do like the idea of using it for the binding to get that really nice diagonal binding on your project. And then these last two are my absolute favorite of the line. And I have a project intended for this one, but it's going to be kind of labor intensive because I want an English paper piece with this. I saw, I don't know if it was Art Gallery Fabrics or Mr. Domestic posted a project where they did like a little basket, and they took and did the octagons on the, or hexagons with these, and English paper pieced them. And I thought that was really amazing, and so I have that in the back of my head to use this for, and I might need more than this because I'm gonna have to fussy cut those to get them in the shape to do the English paper piecing, but it's definitely on my to-do list. And then this final one I loved because it has my daughter's name on it. Oh, here is Violet, and I think it's backwards on the screen, but I was gonna cut that out and do the project that I made for this week. I was gonna add that to hers that I make for her, special for her. I wish, Mr. Domestic, that you had the name Ruby on this fabric, but beggars can't be choosers. So anyway, I was happy to see at least Violet on this fabric. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys my project, and I hope that you really like it. This pattern that I'm going to show you guys, I believe it was featured on Art Gallery Fabrics Instagram page a week or two ago, and I thought it would make a really fun Christmas gift for kids, and it's called the Crayon Art Folio, and the pattern is by Virginia Lindsay of Gingercake. And you can see you can put crayons and stickers and paper and close it up, and your child can just carry it around. You could take it in the car, you could take it to grandma's house, you could take it, you know, wherever it is that you're traveling to, especially if you need to take something to keep your kids occupied when you go somewhere and you know that you're going to have to sit and wait for a while, like a doctor's office or a dentist's office. Although anymore, I guess with the pandemic, you're kind of calling when you get there and getting in and getting out. But if, you know, someday we're going back to having to sit in the waiting room for a little bit, this could be a fun thing to take for your kids and let them color, play with stickers before you go into your appointment. And so I'm going to show you guys my project with the hooked fabric. So here is the color palette that I chose of the fabrics. I loved the glasses. And I wanted to make it kind of girly, but I wanted to stick with the main, what I felt like was the main color palette of the hooked fabric. And so that's kind of what I chose. And then I also want to mention the pattern says it calls for medium weight interfacing and fusible interfacing, and I didn't have any, and I live in a small town kind of a ways out from a Joann Fabrics or somewhere where I could get a fusible interfacing. And so I had some medium weight tearaway interfacing, and then I also had some fusible webbing on the paper-backed fusible webbing. So what I did is I combined the two. I cut out the size of my piece that I needed out of the fusible webbing, and I ironed that onto my medium weight tearaway, and then I cut it out and I just used that as my medium weight interfacing because I knew that this project probably wouldn't be going through the washing machine, so I wasn't too worried about anything, you know, kind of damaging or water damage to this by washing it. So this may not work for all projects, but I was just going to share that sometimes you might have things and you can just kind of piecemeal it together to make it work for a project. You don't necessarily need to go out and just buy something, especially if you already have something else to use. And so without further ado, here is my crayon folio. And you can see you can fit, I think, 12 crayons in there, and then the paper goes in here, the stickers in here. And I didn't use the Velcro, I used a magnetic snap that I had, so that can just snap together. And it's got cute little carrying handles for a kid. You can kind of see inside there, and they can just carry that with them. And if you have a Cricut machine, you could even, you know, cut their names out of the iron-on, fusible iron-on, and put that on there to customize it to your child. I was playing around with the fabric, and I wanted to kind of just see about quilting little squares together, so I actually sewed the strips, and then I doubled each of the strips and cut them down and moved them kind of like a Bargello quilt. And I just thought that that would be kind of a fun little checkerboard looking outside, just mainly to showcase this fabric because I love it so much. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a small run of these. I'm thinking about 25. I'm going to have them available on my website, rubyandvioletdesigns.com, and I'm going to be taking pre-orders, and I will get them shipped before Thanksgiving. So if this is something that you're interested in buying for your kids, your grandkids, nieces or nephews, I'm only going to be making about 25 of them, so go to my website, pre-order it, and I will get it shipped to you before Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode of Fabric Fridays with me, Mary Morningstar Johnson from Ruby and Violet Designs, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.